A former Lubbock City Councilman wants another chance in office. Gary Boren announced his campaign for District 4 today, which covers parts of Central and South Lubbock. He was elected to serve as the District 3 representative in 2002, and he held the office until he resigned in 2007. Councilman Braden Rose announced his resignation last week, saying he wants to focus on his family. Boren previously served as the president of the Lubbock ISD Board of Trustees and is currently part of the Brazos River Authority.
I bring a lot of experience. I understand how government funding works. We got a lot of roads. It's going to need a lot of infrastructure work. We got to figure out how we balance our funding with the needs. We got critical water needs, and then we got public safety. Once again, you know, the police officers, the fire department. We have to do things to protect our citizens, and it's a very expensive one. We got to be very creative in business functions to try to help these people do their job.
The Lubbock City Council will set a special election date at its next regular meeting. That's March 24th. Rose's term was set to end in 2028.